Welcome back. Today we're diving headfirst into a city that's just simmering with heat and suspicion. Eddard Stark, our honorable hero from the north, has just arrived in King's Landing. He's supposed to be the new hand of the king, but his first job? It's not about governing. It's about figuring out how his predecessor, Jon Arryn, died so suddenly, and why it already smells like a conspiracy.
And this one thought, this one question Ned asks himself right after his very first interview tells you everything you need to know about King's Landing. The Grand Maester tells him he's there to serve, and Ned's immediate gut reaction is, to serve whom? Right there, that's the heart of the problem. In this city, loyalty is flexible, and you never really know who's on your side.
So let's lay out the central question here. Jon Arryn, the king's hand, one of the most powerful men in the realm, is dead. The official story? A sudden illness, nothing more. But his wife, Lysa, has smuggled a secret letter to her family, and it claims something way more sinister, that he was murdered by the Queen.
Our first stop, our first witness, is Grand Maester Pycelle. Now this is the royal doctor. He's been around the Red Keep forever, seen kings come and go. And most importantly, he was the one treating Jon Arryn in his final days. You'd think his testimony would be the most reliable account we could possibly get, right?
So let's hear it. What is the official story? Well, according to Pycelle, it's all pretty straightforward. A tragic but natural end.
Pycelle basically paints this picture of a man just worn down by his job. He describes this really fast, severe illness, says it was probably just some iced wine that upset his stomach. For an older guy under a lot of pressure, he says, it's sad, but, not surprising. It's a very clean, very simple explanation. Maybe a little too clean.
And that's exactly what you're probably thinking, and what Eddard Stark is thinking too. The official report, it sounds plausible on the surface, but when you start to listen closely, even Pycelle's own words have these little unsettling details that just don't quite fit. Let's look at the cracks that start to show in this nice, tidy story.
This is what's so wild. Pycelle seems to contradict himself without even realizing it. He complains that the other maester's treatments were too aggressive, but his solution was to just kick him off the case and take over completely. He brushes off Lysa Arryn's fears as the ravings of a grieving widow, but she was so terrified she literally fled the capital. And maybe the biggest tell of all, for a guy who says nothing was out of the ordinary, he just happens to mention that Arryn was obsessed with finding a specific book right before he got sick.
And then we get this, Jon Arryn's supposed last words. Pycelle dismisses them, says it was just the fever talking, maybe a blessing for his young son. But to Ned, it sounds like something else, a clue, a warning. What in the world could "the seed is strong" possibly mean? This cryptic phrase just became the absolute center of the entire investigation.
Now, right in the middle of all these secrets and shadows, the story cuts away to a conversation between Ned and his daughter, Arya. And you might think this is a bit of a detour, but it's not. It's a huge reminder of the world of honor and tradition that Ned is fighting so hard to protect.
I mean, listen to this. This is Ned's dream for his daughter. It's the standard path for a noble lady, right? Marry well, gain power, have sons, continue the family line. This is the ordered, honorable world that Ned understands. It's the foundation of how he sees everything.
And boom, with 3 little words, Arya just shatters that entire vision. It's a personal thing, of course, but it's also the perfect mirror for what Ned is going through in King's Landing. He's a man of absolute honor in a city that has none. And just like his daughter refuses to play the part she's been given, this whole court refuses to play by his rules.
And as if Ned needed any more proof that his honor code is basically worthless here, in walks Peter Baelish, Littlefinger. And he's about to give Ned, and all of us, a masterclass in paranoia.
So Littlefinger just casually points out the spies hiding in plain sight. See that boy over there sharpening a sword? Nope, he's not just a boy. He's an informant for Varys, the master of whisperers. See that guard on the wall? Not just a guard. He reports directly to the queen. The takeaway here is chilling. Ned isn't just being watched. He is totally and completely surrounded. Every move, every meeting, it's all being noted down by his enemies.
And this is the final, jaw-dropping piece of Littlefinger's lesson. After offering to help Ned, he turns around and tells him that even accepting that help is a mistake. The message could not be clearer. In King's Landing, even your allies are a threat. Trust isn't a weakness, it's a death sentence.
But here's the thing about Littlefinger. His warning, as terrifying as it is,
actually comes with an opportunity. He gives Ned a whole new set of leads, taking this investigation out of just whispers and rumors and giving him actual people to talk to. He's showing Ned that this web of whispers might be a trap, but it's also where you'll find the threads of truth.
And look at who he points Ned towards. These aren't great lords and ladies. These are the people who moved through Jon Arryn's life completely unseen. A kitchen girl, a stable boy, a pot boy, and, maybe the best lead yet, Arryn's own squire. These are the people who might have seen something, heard something, that they weren't supposed to.
And finally, we come right back to the one piece of physical evidence, the book. Remember what Pycelle let slip? That Jon Arryn was reading this huge book about noble family trees right before he died? Now why would a dusty old history book be so important that it could get a man killed? This has to connect back to his last words, the seed is strong. The answer, it seems, isn't in a vial of poison. It's hidden somewhere in the pages of this book.
So, that's where we're left. Eddard Stark has his leads, he has his key piece of evidence, but every single step he takes is being watched. Every person he talks to could be a spy. So is he actually hunting for the truth, or is he just being lured into a perfectly designed trap meant to destroy him? The answer is buried somewhere in this web of whispers.